Hey everybody, this is Louderman. I am just going to do a video review and overview of one of my Traxxas Slash RC cars. This is my Slash 4x4 VXL, powered by the Valenian system. I've had this truck for about 2 months now. I've had a lot of fun with this. As I said, this is the 4x4. And I have done more than a little bit of upgrade work with this truck. It was a second-hand vehicle. Got it used. And since then, I've done a lot of work to it. Just give you a quick little once around on the truck. Made my own custom little rear tire carrier. I actually used to have a Bronco, and once I saw the Bronco body, I knew I kind of had to do one. So I tried to make it as close to my old truck as possible. So let's get down into the meat and potatoes of it. This is a Proline Bronco body. These are stock Traxxas BF Goodwrench all-terrain wheels. Got RPM front bumper and rear bumper as well. The Proline body mounts. And I actually did a good paint job on this truck. I'm going to do another video on my Nitro car, and that's not a good paint job. I screwed up on that one, and I'll explain that one later. Let's get into it. This is a very fun truck. It's great to bash with. It would make a pretty good race truck too. And it's very durable. It's also wicked fast. As I did say, I do have a lot of upgrades done to this truck, so I'll cover those as we go through it. It's real nimble, easy to drive. I have it set up for off-road almost exclusively. I do mostly bashing. I really don't race that much. This is something to just go out and have fun with friends, so hence the custom body, all the extra work done to make it look cool. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Take the body off real quick. Yeah. Wait a minute, that's not a... doesn't look like my Slash. Well, of course it doesn't. Got upgrades. This is a body bag, or a body cover, made by Hot Racing. And the whole, it's got attached by Velcro onto the side of the body, and it's just 2 zippers that zip up, and you can close this up, and it just keeps dirt, rocks, mud out of the body tray. This, the chassis tray, it's real deep, it's sealed, so it's kind of got like this pan shape to it, so it really just catches everything in here. And the more stuff that gets in here, water, dirt, mud, it has a chance to screw up your electronics, jam up your fan, adds weight to the car. So just by having this on there and having it sealed up, it can prevent a lot of that weight from getting into the car. So that's really nice. I got the ESC fan for the speed control on here. It's also fully wired for telemetry. The voltage, temperature sensor, and the RPM sensor. So it's wired up for that. Got Proline Power Stroke shocks. I love these. They're really great shocks. I do have a set of Traxxas Big Bores on my other truck, and I have to say I like these just a little bit better. RPM A-arms, RPM front and rear bumpers, and I have an aluminum motor mount plate, and that is a Traxxas model. As I said, this car was a second-hand vehicle. When I got it, it had this aluminum motor mount, which I don't know who the manufacturer was. It's very light, but it didn't have a mounting point for the RPM sensor, the Hall effect mount. and I have a hunch that because it was so open, especially like up here, that a lot of dirt and rocks were getting into the spur and pinion, and that was chewing up all my spur gears. The other thing I did not like about this one is this little black plastic cover wouldn't sit all the way down, so more rocks and stuff could get in there. So I kept lunching spur gears when I first got this truck, but after putting this motor mount on, the cover's been sitting flush, had almost no problems with it. Put the body bag on, now I have absolutely no problems. I've got maybe 20 hours on that, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 15, 20 hours on that spur gear right now. No problems. Once you get the adjustment in, you don't have any problems with this. It's a really tough truck. It jumps well. It's very balanced. It's got good traction in almost all conditions. I will say that if it does, when I do run into traction issues, it's because of the tires, not through the suspension setup or too much power or anything like that. It's the tires. The Valenian system with a 3S LiPo battery does put out a bit of power. It's not the most powerful setup out there, but it's still a lot of fun. And on the stock gearing, which is I think a 13 pinion and 54 spur, it will hit 50 miles an hour. And that's with the Bronco body on it, jacked all the way up in the air. And I do have it jacked up all the way in the air. You can see I've got the shocks pretty much dialed all the way out, just to give me that extra clearance for the body and rocks and stuff. As far as stuff I've run into breaking on this truck, I really haven't broken much. I admit I went a little bit whole hog with the upgrades, but nothing really. I had some problems with the A-arms that were on here before. I never broke one, but they were metal, and I kept losing the pins that would sit on the inside of the wheel. I'll show you on this side. There's a pin that runs in the back side of this wheel, and it can fall out the back, and I kept losing those. I tried Loctite, they still work themselves loose. I still have the arms here. The only problem is it doesn't use the standard Traxxas suspension pins. You have to get something that has smaller machine threads on it. And I didn't like hunting around for those. I just got RPM arms and called it good. RPMs makes great products. I highly recommend their stuff. Proline also makes some great stuff. Beautiful front bumper. And this is a fantastic little truck to bash around in. One of the best things I can say about this particular vehicle is it's very common. So you have, in addition to the fact that it's a Traxxas and you have great part support in that, everyone has a Slash 4x4. These things are very common. The two-wheel drive models, there's still a lot of part support out there for that vehicle. So there's that also. Now from what I would consider your ideal upgrades for this vehicle, definitely you want to get RPM A-arms. Have them on hand, replace them when you break a stock one. The Proline shocks aren't a necessary upgrade, but my shocks were getting a little bit worn out, so I threw them on there. They're fantastic. The ESC fan, I'll take the body off again so I can show you what I'm talking about. This thing, I would consider this almost mandatory. It is like 20 bucks, but it keeps your ESC cool. This is where you're going to spend a lot of money if it goes out. This thing right here, this is the brains of the car. Keep it cool. Aside from that, the aluminum motor mount is great to have. I'd recommend the Traxxas one, or one motor mount that has the provision for the Hall effect sensor for the RPM sensor. There is an option for a GPS speed module. I didn't want to spend the pile of extra money on it because that is quite expensive. It's like 80 bucks for that module. You had to buy another $20 piece that replaces this top cover of your receiver box that you can mount the GPS into. I don't think it's worth it. So just get the Traxxas motor mounts and aluminum motor mount, and then you can go nuts with the telemetry if you want to. You don't have to. It's just something cool to have. So that is my little once-over on my Traxxas Slash 4x4. I will try and make a run video, just like a little bash session video at some point for you guys. But I really don't have anything aside from my crappy little cell phone camera right now, so this will have to do. If you have any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comment section, and I will do my best to get back to you.